guys, BBI here. I want to stop and say thanks for tuning in and checking out whatever the video is about that's about ready to come up next. If you could take a minute and hit subscribe, I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you enjoy what you've seen here, make sure to hit the like button. We'd greatly appreciate your support. Anyhow, guys, all that aside, let's get on with the show. So, this is it. This is the pile of junk I've been sending you pictures of for the last couple days.
I highly doubt that's a piece of junk. Ooh, a black one. How cool is that?
That's what you asked for.
Yeah.
You asked for black powder coat, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Now, of course, that's in a 16-pill cabinet, so it's got a whole bunch of heat sink underneath the transistors.
That thing's something else, man.
Isn't that pretty?
Yeah, now you get to explain it all to me, so I understand it.
So we added a ton of capacitors to it. And all that really does is it helps keep the voltage more stable inside the box, but it's very small. That's why I suggest that you might want to invest in a supercapacitor, which you said that you were thinking about doing.
Yep.
Supercapacitor levels out all the voltage.
Okay.
So when you key the amplifier up, clunk, there's a huge voltage spike that takes place on the electrical system in your truck. There's no electrical load, and all of a sudden there's a 200 amp electrical load. So the idea is to keep the voltage inside the amplifier as smooth and as ripple free as possible.
Got it.
So my trademark thing is somehow turned into me adding all these little caps. There's 1.5 farads worth of capacitance internal inside this box right now. Okay. Which is a bunch. But then we go and we add something like this. This is 500 farads worth of capacitance. Okay. So that's what I need. This is what we should be shooting for, but I would probably go get the one from Excess Power. They do a little bit better deal. But they're offloading a ton of these from China right now. These are only like $100 a piece.
Are they worth their money?
Everybody has bought them so far. They haven't had any problems with them. I haven't bought any to review them, so I can't give it an official endorsement or nothing. But and then I did a couple different things. Like normally I'll take, these are load resistors. So you feed these 12 volts. Then you got a diode that reference ground that shows load. Normally I'll stick these over the the input transformers. I did something different. You know, I took 1/4-inch copper bus, as you can see.
That's the first thing I noticed at one point. I went, wow, check that thing out.
It has little risers, and then I tied by hand with cotton-based cloth so it won't break down from the heat. Tied these to that copper bus, but then there's thermal compound that sits between that. So all this copper bus is now turned into a heat sink for those resistors. Okay. Which will help smooth out. As parts heat up, their values change. Yeah. That makes sense? So by providing it a heat sink of its own inside the airflow, so we've got almost 360 degrees worth of airflow around the component. Okay. We're going to have a little bit smoother operation. That makes sense? Just a hair. We're talking about just small amounts.
Yeah, but every little piece helps. So
it's all the small details that normally people don't see on camera. That when people get the box, then they see it. Like all the nuts on the on-off switches are all faced the same way. They're not, until they're tight, they're actually straight up and down. You know what I mean? All the little screws are faced the same way throughout the whole cabinet.
As bad as me, man.
You got to be OCD in some of this stuff. Like even the fan lid.
The same thing.
So even the fan lid, all the screw holes are faced the same way. This thing has been a nightmare to keep it from getting scratched. As you know, and you remember, the first time I had this case powder coated, I showed up and it was like this super gloss. You just sit there and you touch it, scratched.
Oh, it gives me the fingerprint?
No. That and it was all fish-eyed, remember?
Oh, that's right, that's right.
So I first took them the cabinet and they lost the first cabinet. I have no idea where it went. So I took them another cabinet. And then they took an media blasted it, because when you get these from Charger, like here, I'll just use this 24-pill cabinet. That's actually a clear. It's not paint. I always thought this was paint. This is powder coated clear. Yeah, so as you know, you can't powder coat on top of powder coat. It doesn't stick.
There's some surface.
Right, so then we had it media blasted. I mean, I guess you can powder coat on top of powder coat, but you're not going to get a completely smooth finish, you know what I mean? So first they media blasted it, and then they powder coated it. I went over and I looked at it, and I went, it looked like orange peel on the lid and any flat surface. But I noticed when I took my thumb and I put it on a corner and I just twisted my thumb, it's a swirly mark in the clear, or in the powder coat. And I went,
I wonder why.
It was just that gloss. It was that high of a sheen. I said, no, try again. He's like, well, my little Hawaiian guy that does this for me goes, well, give me about 2 weeks, I'll try again. So he stripped that down, media blasted it. And the other thing I said was real important to me is that they put plugs in all the screws, because I wasn't going to go through and chase all of these screw holes with a 632 tap.
Gotcha.
And possibly knock out these aluminum PIM nuts that are in here. So they put little foam plugs in it. This is thoroughly powder coated inside and out. And everywhere it needs to make ground, like behind the coax connectors and so on, and behind here and over here on the ground. I sat there with the Dremel and of course cleaned all the fucking powder coat off, so, you know, and underneath here, so we get good ground connection for the cabinet. Same thing with the fan. But I have not fired this up yet.
Dude, that is fucking badass.
Yeah. Now you're going to get to sit here. Part of the entertainment is going to get to sit here and watch me tune this, which...
Oh, okay. But
there's a lot of people in video land who would give their left nut to see me tune this box.
Well, I just don't put my face on that thing, man.
Dude, come here.
Don't tell those people from out
Come here.
You're in Vegas who I am either.
Buddha up. Get the Buddha on camera, because your gut's just a little bit bigger than mine. Get the Buddha to the belly. That's the only, they're gonna get the Buddha to the bench. That's the only thing you're gonna see.
I'll keep that dude back here where it belongs.
Now look at that.
Thanks, brother.
Yeah, yeah.
Very much.
So we're gonna shut the camera off. We're gonna tune this thing, but we got to go run an errand. I got to get.
All right.
The other thing I do is I take all these caps and I glue them together. And the reason you do that is you think this isn't a very strong. I mean, it's not very strong. So first big bump you go over, all them caps are gonna go.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, yeah. Figured that out the hard way. In one of my own boxes. I ran it for like 4 months and I showed up, pulled the tin off, and they're all laying, you know.
All kind of crazy direction.
Yeah, it looks like shit, right? So what I figured out is if we just simply glue these together with some acrylic glue, they get really strong. Because then you think you've got all those different contact points with the boards, so then you don't have to worry about the caps rotating back or coming forward or moving side to side. They get really strong. They build strength from each other. That, and you get all the surface area. So you think to get the caps to move side to side.
Right.
Well, that's a rotating action. You get the two caps next to each other, and or if you put glue in between the caps, straight up
They're
down.
not going anywhere after that.
Right.
That is crazy, bro.
Now I like the little caps because it gives you so much more surface area. If you sit here and you watch these run with a FLIR, the caps get hot because they're discharging, recharging, like they get warm. Now you can go and put big girthy caps in here and they take up a ton of space. Or you can break that up, triple your surface area, and you know, just like everybody else, more surface area you got means more surface area to conduct the heat, work more better and last longer.
Yeah.
But really with a super cap externally, it makes all of this null and void. But you've waited almost 2 years for this. Literally. Yeah, it has been.
May would have
No, it was
year.
no, it's been 18 months almost for this. But
That's badass, dude.
I figured I'd put everything in the kitchen sink at it.
This is awesome.
Now you've got the new upgraded, these are made for me. These transformers are all custom made.
Okay.
It's got the new output transformers in it that I've been running for a couple years that everybody loves. And the brand new input transformer. And the only person that's got those other than me is Rainmaker right now. He loves them. He's like, oh my God. There's something about increasing the surface area and the height of them that just makes the part run better. Yeah, but this got 4 layers of clear on it. This will never, ever, ever corrode. When you come back in a year, 2 years, 3 years.
Oh, it's going to the desert. You know that, man. So
right. All you're going to have to do is blow it out with a air compressor. There's not going to be any corrosion. There's no place for anything to stick. I mean, this is an epoxy clear that's in this one. So it's got 2 layers of regular Krylon clear, which is very non-conductive, and then on top of that for hardness is the epoxy, and that's what makes everything look slick and shiny. But it'll look this way forever.
Man, that solder on that bar is no joke, man. I was watching you do that the other day, talking about how people can't solder, and you were just flowing that across. I'm like going, he's right. He's pretty good at that shit. I was out there. I'm like,
well, it's the irons.
I need to quit.
It's the irons. So like when I started out, I had a little tiny butt floss iron like this that I was trying to build with. And then I come across this. Well, it's got a big old shovel tip like this, the size of my thumb, that comes on it. And then I ended up getting this screwdriver tip, and it's more heat in a defined area.
Is that a Weller? I can see.
Weller.
Okay.
Weller.
All Wellers.
Yeah, everything in here is Weller. Until you get to the big stuff. I don't know who built this stuff over here. So we've got large.
Oh, check that dude out.
Then you got extra large.
What would you use that stuff on?
Hot gauge wire and stuff.
Okay.
The whole idea is to put heat down to the board
That's
fast, not let it sink into the wire and sink into the board. You want it all. So the only way to get enough heat on a wire quick enough is just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Yeah, I bought these at a Hamfest a couple years ago.
When I was collecting all that shit back in the day.
Hell, I remember when that movie came out. Yeah, I remember when that movie came out. I remember sitting in the movie theater going, Empire Strikes Back, and I watched it and I was like, man, this movie's awesome. And there's like, yeah, there's another one. It's the first one. I was like, what? So that was VHS, anything like that. So
that's what I saw.
So they came out and
they still on my VHS, man.
Back in the day, they would run the whole set of movies. Like you would go to the movies at noon on Saturday, and you weren't going to leave till 10 at night because you would go watch movie number 1, movie number 2, and movie number 3.
Yeah.
Remember? And then the third one would be the premiere movie. Yeah. Let's go run some errands, and we're going to come back here and we'll
let's go, brother.
We'll finish this thing up real quick. Guys, we'll be back. I mean, as much as they want to believe it, this is a figment of their imagination. I'm just not taking any more orders, so. Okay, so here we are. Powder coated, black on silver. And we're running this with the bench 2-pill. So let's scroll on over. And as you guys can obviously tell, the owner's here, so I don't have to validate anything to him via video. He got to watch me do it all in person, live in living color. So basically I'm shooting this little hunk of the video just for your guys' enjoyment. Of course, we're working with our standard meter setup today. We're going to have our 1000 watt slug here in 5X when we're done, 1000 watt slug in average, and our 5 watt slug in reverse. Okay, so first off, I've got to show you guys drive. So now we're down on a 1X, 2950 hitting the bench 2-pill. Hello, a little bit too hot. Hello. Now my guy says he's going to hit this with about a 200 watt radio. Hello, 200 watts. Hello. Now we all knew that was going to happen. Ran it to the corner. So now we're up on 2X. So that means when the needle's all the way to the right, we're seeing 2000 watts. So right here, that big hash mark right there, everybody, yeah, that's 1000 watts. And it's gone yet again. So now, I'll drop that down to 5X. So we're looking at the 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 watt scale. We're going to put 2 zeros on the end of it, right? 21, 2200 with 200 watts of drive. It's about a 580 watt dead key going forward. So now let's do our max bird test. Let's hook up the derail radio. Now, shut this down. We're going to go down to 1X. Let's set this up because I'm doing this cold. As the owner knows, who's sitting right behind me, I'm literally doing this cold. Okay. Roa. 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 Okay. Now we're hitting her with the derail radio, doing 200 watts. Roa. Oh yeah. Produce a little bit more than 600 watts in the average RMS root mean squared numbers. Roa. Turn our dead key up a little bit. Roa. 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 950 bird. That's right. So, this isn't the end of the story. Just come to my attention that apparently I need to do a power wire upgrade and a couple other things here today. So, we're going to continue on with this adventure. I was just going to cut it off here and be like, and there's your sign, our documented video of what we did while we were together. But apparently, the story is going to continue. But this is where the story comes for an end on this box. Just to give you guys an idea, I had a hell of a time getting this powder coated. The first time I took the cabinet down, the guy lost it. So then I had to take him another one. And then the first time he powder coated it, it came out looking like an orange rind. The second time around, it came out with this beautiful flat finish. So we're going to wrap this sucker in plastic wrap because I want to give you a prayer of getting it home and it not being all chewed up and scratched. But it's pretty. So, bust this down, reset, and we'll return here in just a minute. So what we got here is a little Texas Star DX 250, right, bro? And when it come in here, somebody had done a power wire upgrade to it, but they couldn't bother themselves to put grommets in the back of the cabinet. So I took it all apart, put everything in the appropriate places, then did the right power wire upgrade to it. So now we're going to zip over here.
And don't forget to dump out all the solder.
Well, I don't know if those are solder hunks though. This is full of little metal shavings from when they drilled the cabinet out and they couldn't take the time to freaking simply put a puff of air across it. Okay, so over here, once again, 1000 watt slug and peak, 1000 on average, 5 watt slug and reverse. So we're going to show you drive. Our standard 20 watts worth of drive. Put the amp on. We're in high mode. It's about 325 watts. It's working. Low. Low. Medium. And then high. Perfect, perfect. And the preamp is working. Okay, on to the next two. Okay, so amp number what? Three? Amp number 3. Texas Star 667. This has got a match set of non-red dot Toshibas. And the current trading price on those is about $210 a piece. So there's like almost $1,000 of just transistors in this box. So we did the power wire upgrade to it. We got rid of his 50 amp Anderson clip and upgraded him to the appropriate size, the 150. All the power wires have been upgraded, of course. Fuses have been bypassed, and now it runs perfectly fine. So let's zip on over here. So we got our volts. This is volts inside the box. 1000 watt slug and peak, 1000 in average, and 5 watt slug in reverse. Amp off. Let's demonstrate drive to all the masses. Hello, 1 2 1 2 1 2. All right, let's go ahead and fire down on the amp. Now we're in high mode, and what I mean by that is the variable's all the way open. See, we're at 14.5. The variable's all the way open. And these two switches are out. So that's medium, that's low. Let me show you what that does for our output power. Okay, that's low, that's medium, and that's high. So low, there's almost no dead key. This is with a 1.5 watts going in. The nice 700 watts, which we've all come to know and love from the 667. So we're dropping down to 14.3, making 700 watts. The last thing that we got to check is we got good preamp action. And we got good sideband delay. Okay, on to the next one. Away we go. Look, man, there's nothing on that side of the room that isn't here for repair.
Repair. That's I go.
Okay.
This is a repair. I go. That was a dumb question.
People don't understand. They don't. I gotta get the condom here. People, they don't get it. I can say on camera 100 times.
You know what I wish now?
And you're like, oh, I understand. Then you get here and you're like, oh my God, look at all this stuff.
I do understand, man.
Yeah. Let's see. This one here. The reason the cabinet's so big is because it's full of so many switchers. That's probably like a, what is it? That's a 1K. So it's probably a 2x8 base unit. This X-Force, and then this X-Force here is, well, this could be anything from a 2-pill to a, but you notice that they're all blue labels except for that one gray one.
What's the blue label mean, brother?
Pre-Arlen. Gray label means Carl.
Okay.
The common term that you'll hear everybody use now is something I came up with was Carl built. X-Force Carl built. Mm-hmm. Okay. He's back in business doing his thing now at carlbuilt.com. And then the blue labels when Arlen took over. He slapped it, put his blue thing on everything, and yeah, but I mean blue label, blue label, blue label, blue label, blue label, and on and on and on.
There was a kid that lived in Vegas.
Blue label, you know. For
a while that had some claimed he was family of this guy.
Oh, I did. Don't.
And I don't even remember.
We don't even support those kind of stories here. We just don't. Well, guys, my trip down the lane with my friend that came in tonight is completed. He got himself the Dream straight 8 pill. We went through a 667, power wire upgrades, Anderson clip upgrade. He picked himself up one of these units while he was here, power upgrade, fan kit upgrade, pristine mint condition, power wire upgrade, blah, 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 blah. Yep, even managed to squeak out a super capacitor out of me while he was here, build him a remote, and some jumpers for power leads. So, guys, I appreciate you tuning in and watching the little drama unfold up here today. I wish I could have shot more video, but we were busy talking and blabbing and gabbing like schoolgirls. No, can you believe it? Yeah, no, no, it's true. Anyhow, gentlemen, I appreciate you following along with the Dog and Pony Show that takes place over here. Next step, next video will be a 24 pill that's getting ready to come out for a gentleman named James, or Jim, or John, or Jehovah, or Jesus, or Jesus, or God, I don't know. 24 pill coming up, gentlemen. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Big thanks, big thanks, big thanks. Put a shout out there for Excess Power, Siglent, freaking Bird, Coaxial Dynamics, and Mr. Black Productions. All right, short little quick video. Hope you guys had fun. We'll see you on the next one. Bump, bump.